here. Andy Reid finally gets off the schneid and wins the big one. Michael, do you feel happy for the big man?
Yeah, congratulations. I was kind of hoping you would have choked because Don McNabb gave the pregame pep talk.
It looked like that. It looked like that was the direction there at one point, that they were going for the choke with. They were choking. They were choking, and that's the difference between an elite quarterback and number 5.
Were they choking though? Because let's face it, they were behind in every single playoff game they were in this season. You know, 10 points was like nothing. 10 points was just an appetizer. 24-0 is a good one. What was it? 17? Was it 17 points?
I think they were down 17-7 at one point, or 17-3 to the Titans. So yeah, I mean that has been their MO throughout the course of the postseason, and it lived to the Super Bowl. All right, so
what did you think of the actual game itself, though?
I thought it was an okay game. There wasn't anything that stood out to me that said this is a horrible game. I thought it was solid
compared to last year when it was absolutely like dreadful. And the first half wasn't that great. You could tell that those two teams don't really have the Super Bowl experience by the first half.
There was a lot of feeling around.
Yeah, a lot of feeling around. A lot of feeling around to the point where it's like that. Got to stop touching me now. Giggity.
We're gonna get to that. Don't worry about that. Not touching you, but people touching themselves.
But thank God for that halftime show. It looks like that halftime show pumped a little blood into both teams there when they came out of the locker room.
We're going to talk about it. We're getting there. We're getting there, but back to the game at hand. Yeah, halftime 10-10. It was a relatively boring affair. And I was thinking, we're going to have one of these 17-10, 17-13 kind of deals. And look, it just opened up in the second half. The Niners and Kyle Shanahan did their typical choke job, and it made for a fun game.
Only 4 times in 54 Super Bowls has it been tied at halftime. That was an impressive stat there.
Do you know the other games? Did they?
I know, wasn't one of them the Eagles-Patriots back in 2004?
You might be right, but I thought the Eagles might have had a 3-point lead going in.
I thought they tied it. I thought it got tied. I don't know the other games, but I just thought that was impressive in itself.
No, I agree with you. The game, look, I enjoyed the second half. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining enough. There weren't any blatant official calls that people could get mad at.
That push-off that Kittle got called on.
It was a penalty. It's a penalty.
You think what that Twitter today was erupting with showing the Kyle Rudolph in the wild card weekend versus that one.
Was it the same? Similar. Was it the same officiating crew?
I have no idea, but it looked pretty similar.
Right, and it probably should have been called against Kyle Rudolph as well.
Yeah, it should have been. I mean, it was very, very ticky-tack, but when you're out in the open like that, and you can't do it. Yeah,
I thought that the crew did a good job right from go with the kickoff, the coin toss, because God forbid you let a kicker make a decision. I mean, that was almost an epic disaster on the Chiefs' part. With the kicker had no idea what to do.
No, it's so funny now how the opening coin toss turns into a friggin' brain surgery. Like, what's the big deal? It's a coin toss. You want to kick or you want to receive, and if you defer it, then you get
right. And good job by Bill Vinovich to just say you want the football here. That way we didn't have a disaster on our hands. And an excellent job by him. There was some ticky-tackness, they say, with the play down at the goal line. Player stepped out of bounds, reaching in for the touchdown. They said the play stood. I thought that was okay. The referees to me were a little bit they weren't the forefront of the story, which a lot of people said they were going to. I enjoyed it. I really did. I thought it was a good game.
Yeah, Rudolph. I mean, that was the one in overtime that
should have been called. It should have been called. It should have been called, but it wasn't.
It's Minnesota. It's the Saints.
Yeah, I think it was more the Saints.
More or less the Saints than anything.
Screw them guys.
Screw them. But as far as me and you texted back and forth about this, the NFL 100 ceremony before the game was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, so I missed it. I had a meltdown going on with one of my children, and I caught The only part I saw of it, I saw they were honoring, I guess, the 90s. I saw Dion out there, and then I saw a picture of Reggie in Eagles, Kelly Green, and him in the bottom corner. That was all I saw. Go through this. I missed it.
So what they did was they went through decade by decade and just showcased like the Steeler teams. They showcased the Baltimore Colts, the Packers, and then they got into really the position players where you saw, all the quarterbacks. It was like Mount Rushmore quarterbacks right there: Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning. That was impressive. And then you went to the Barry Sanders. They did like a whole nickname thing too, or you know them by their first name. It was Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders. Just incredible. Really gave you a lot of goosebumps. But I think the best one was when Jerry Rice, when they did Jerry Rice in there, and he was all pumped up, man. He looked like he was ready to play on Sunday.
I saw him NFC Championship game, and it looked like he was ready to go. So I can only imagine. He looks
good, man. He could probably still get out there and play.
Oh, he's still running. Instead of running 1,000 hills, he's probably running 500 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I miss that. I miss that. But they always do a wonderful job. But the whole NFL 100 and the 100 player thing, they've done a great job with it. So it doesn't surprise me that it rolled over to the Super Bowl. Look, I thought the opening of the thing, the football coming from the kid. That was great.
Good. The best part of that was Young in Montana saying take it to Alec, and then Garoppolo's carrying their bags.
Exactly. And that was a continuation of last year, because remember that whole football skit started a year ago in honor of the 100th season.
This is really this is the first time I watched pregame in a while, because it's
too long. I can't.
It is. It's all day. It starts at like 11 o'clock in the morning. No, I started watching it probably like 4:30, 5 o'clock, only because just my son was playing and it's just sitting in the living room. So I had it on. And there really wasn't anything else on the watch anyway. But the pregame stuff was excellent. Even America the Beautiful and the national anthem, that was great too.
They crushed that.
They crushed as well. Both of those were great. The game wasn't, like you said, the first half was boring. It got going in the second half, and the Niners offense looked better than the defense, which is usually the opposite of what it was all year.
It really was. Yeah,
I'm surprised. I mean, Andy Reid made adjustments in the second half, which is something that is very unlike Andy Reid at all. This is the exact opposite, or maybe it's the exact team Andy Reid's always wanted, and he finally has it. And he can just throw the chips up and let them fall where they may, because he definitely has the quarterback to do it.
You just hit on it. I don't think the quarterback changes the whole equation. You have a guy that is capable of making plays with his legs, not being afraid, and he can throw the ball on a dime. I mean, he is the complete player. And mind you, he's 24 years old, which is really goddamn scary.
Are you surprised he got the MVP? I thought for sure it was going to go to Damian Williams.
No, Patrick Mahomes. No, because he's a quarterback. That's just how it is.
He threw 2 interceptions, though.
Yeah, but the quarterback always gets the bump. If he's not out there doing his thing, they're not winning that game.
Probably they learned from their mistakes when they gave it to what's his face in Green Bay, who intercepted the game-winning ball. Was it Butler?
Yeah, and who was the Joker down there with the Cowboys back in like '96?
Williams.
Yeah,
Larry Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
They went signed a huge ticket with the Raiders and absolutely nothing after that.
Got paid. He got paid. But
Malcolm Butler really didn't do anything really after that either.
No, but look, as a whole, the game I thought lived up to the billing.
Yeah, it was a one of the best defenses this year versus one of the best offenses this year. And for the most part, San Francisco's defense did keep them contained, kept Mahomes, contained in the first half. It's just the adjustments were made. You tip your hat to Andy Reid, you tip your hat to Eric Bieniemy for going through there and making the changes to win the game.
And I tip your hat to Spags, what he had done, what he did as coordinator for, get out of here. He should be the Eagles defensive coordinator. I've been saying that for years. They dropped that ball. Spagnuolo had a great game plan to keep everything in place there. They were really stretching out the Niners, which I was surprised. They didn't give Moser or anybody the chance to run up the middle, which changed the whole equation.
Mm-hmm.
Zach chimes in here. That should have been Williams.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it should have been Williams too. He had a receiving touchdown, rushing touchdown, over 100 yards. I really thought that he was going to win that MVP, especially when Mahomes throws 2 interceptions.
Right.
But like you said, it's a quarterbacks league.
Yeah, Dexter chimes in, but once fan voting got involved, QBs have won. I didn't realize that there was I
didn't know either.
There was. I remember there being a fan vote for the longest time. I guess I just haven't paid attention to it.
Speaking of QBs, it's a QB league. Do you think they missed those 2 calls, those helmet-to-helmet calls, or hands in the face and helmet-to-helmet?
No. Let the guys play the game. We've been asking for it for forever since they started getting real ticky-tack. I thought the game was well officiated, and I'm not saying that because I'm an official. I thought that those guys did what they were supposed to do.
The hands to the face one, the play was over. He was on his way down. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about that.
Right. Hey, if you're joining us, chime in here, pop into the comments, say hello. We want to hear what you have to say. We got some new people joining in. We want to talk with you guys.
Yeah, please, all welcome. Please give us a comment. Make sure you're in that section 247 link. If you're seeing a shared link, we're not going to be able to see your comments. So, we appreciate the share. Please keep sharing, but jump out of that, jump into the show's link and leave us a comment, say hi, and tell us what you want to talk about.
Yeah. Remember, support our sponsors, Michael's Glass Company, serving the Philadelphia tri-state area since 1978, 215-338-3293. I saw on their Instagram, Michael, that they had yet another sneeze guard. So they're becoming increasingly popular, and I contribute that solely to our show.
Yeah, I saw that, and I also saw a nice bathroom that was done.
Bathrooms all over the place, shower door specialties. I saw one in Haddonfield, New Jersey. It looked really nice up in the Northeast, and one downtown. Doing nice stuff there. Check them out. Hey, follow us on all forms of social media at SEC247 Show, sportstalkphilly.com, and Sports Talk Philly on the Twitter at Sports Talk PHL. Let's pivot here. Hold on here.